Hey guys, welcome back. I am super excited to share this news with you. If you do recall, I did a video, I want to say maybe 2 to 3 months ago, to where I was predicting um, a big, hype blow up for certain card types. Specifically, I talked about the break cards, and it was really funny. I think there's still a huge opportunity here, guys. It's cool to see it starting to actually pick up. I did my marketplace analysis, and I don't mean like Facebook Marketplace. I mean like just general market analysis, and in terms of how things tend to blow up. And when you originally had people who had breakpoint cards, or if you tried to sell someone a breakpoint card, you would generally get, "Ew, that card's not really worth anything. No one really likes them. They're played horizontal. They're too weird. No one likes it. Pokemon put too much effort into it. It shows. No one likes something that gaudy." But then you have people who buy rainbow cards, which to me are like way worse than these cards. And the concept is, of course, very unique. Pokemon's only done horizontal cards a few times. And so if you remember my previous videos when I was talking about this, I was saying a PSA 10 Lugia currently at the moment goes for $100, and that's still just asking price. So you could probably do an offer below that. And really, the best thing you can do, since a lot of people don't play with their break cards, they just store them and they don't really sell them. You can pick them up for mint, like $5 each, to even include these Lugias. Now, granted, I don't know if it's the same thing right now. I haven't looked at the ungraded price for today, but I made that prediction about 2 to 3 months ago, and a PSA 10 Lugia, the ask price was $100. So right off the bat, we have a BGS 9.5 for $500. And then we get into the PSA 10s. One dude has it listed for $2,000. I'm certain this is probably the same dude. Has it listed for $2,500. Maybe it isn't the same dude, who knows. And there's 11 watchers, so there's a bunch of people watching this. That's fine, whatever. I get it, these aren't sold prices. We'll get to that in a second. The other thing too, if you remember, I picked up this card at a card store. Granted, it was ungraded. And then they also had this one ungraded for like $20. I definitely regret not getting it while I was there, but granted, I already spent like $500 that day on Pokemon cards. If I can go back to that store and they still have one and it's less than 40, I'll definitely pick it up. Granted, of course, PSA 10 is hard to get, but I do think the Vivid Voltage cards, in my opinion, came out pretty well in print, so I don't think it's too hard to get PSA 10. So that $20-$40 card could easily be worth like an extra $200-$300. So if you get the opportunity to buy an ungraded Vivid Voltage promo with the promo seal there, Lugia, I totally advise it. And if you can get a same thing, Vivid Voltage Charizard promo with the Vivid Voltage little stamp there for less than $100, absolutely suggest it. Maybe even in the $200 range or lower. But granted, these are PSA 10 cards, so that it's the most perfect card you can get, and there's wait time involved. So just keep all that in mind when you're doing this. But let me go. I had already looked ahead just to make sure I'm not crazy. So let me go ahead and look for the filter. There we go, more filters. And of course, we'll go to sold items, completed items. And of course, Lugia is like another one of those cards that's really worth a lot. Now, right off the bat, because people aren't right now, they're really not buying the breakpoint cards so much, or they aren't being sold so much, they don't show up too easily with the filter. So we've got these the Del Foxes, and Del Fox for most Pokemon cards, in my opinion, really isn't like a super sought after one. So PSA 10, $36, $52, so still kind of low, but I do think even the non-hunted after ones will still increase in price, and that's clear here. It's pretty evident. Granted, I would still say pick him up ungraded. He's usually like $2 to $4 ungraded, and I think it's a pretty strong chance you'll get a PSA 10. Granted, we still have a couple of cards that are not the breakpoint Lugia cards. This one raises some concerns because these are both so this is a 9, this is a 10. Okay, so that just shows you the price difference I've talked about in the past. They're the exact same card. This one's PSA 9, this one's PSA 10, and we can see how this is $265 and this one is $760. It's just kind of showing how that one extra grade point, it's nearly 3 times the value. Again, that set I was talking about, if you can pick them up ungraded, so you can see here just the Lugia by itself is $270 PSA 10, which means that Charizard PSA 10 is roughly just shy of $600 by itself. This Lugia actually, well, I guess this one's first edition. I was gonna say the non-first edition one generally is super low in price. We're seeing the Japanese ones really start to increase, and this is still with the rarity symbol. Don't worry, we'll get to the Lugia soon. So another PSA 10 card starting to go up in price. It would be cool, in my opinion, if the PSA also made the label go horizontal, but that's a different story. So you can see these are PSA 10s. These are the Japanese Lugia. So even the English ones, non-first edition, is worth a decent amount of money. This always confuses me. Hopefully someone can chime in the comments. And you can see it actually on the label to where this says, let's see if we can get it to pop up. We can't, so let's take my word for it. The PSA label says 1999, and this one says 2000, but I'm pretty certain these cards were the exact same run, so I don't understand why there's a difference in date. And they're both PSA 10s, but this one with a difference in date went up for nearly $600 more and was actually sold before it, and generally the price should only increase over time. Granted, this was a PWCC auction, which I'm starting to think I'm probably going to do with my cards. I see a lot more of the price go up, and I think I'll be able to get rid of my eBay account, which is costing me a monthly fee. And right now with PSA taking forever, that monthly fee is biting into my profits. Some more Lugia cards, don't worry, we'll get there in a second. I promise. Sorry, I'm also just looking while we go down, just as we go past. Oh, this one sold for $296. We'll get there, I promise. There's one here. There is one issue with it, you'll see what I mean. So PSA 10 Fates Collide Lugia, it does say best offer accepted, and the original listing price was $2,000. Here is my issue with this, and as much as still my analysis is correct, the prices are definitely going up for these cards fairly rapidly. Get them while you can. Is simply this. This could have been sold for literally any price. Someone could have offered $10 and you could have taken it. Granted, we did see on the asking prices for these cards between $500 and $2,000. The one that was $500 was a BGS 9.5. So in the card grading, collecting world, a BGS 9.5 is significantly less than a PSA 10. I know that doesn't seem realistic, but it just is. It's just how the system works. Granted, that BGS 9.5 wasn't sold. That was just asking price of $500. We can presume this went for probably close to this. I think there might have been another one a little bit further down. Alright, so this one is a sold one. This is a Greninja PSA 10, which in my opinion, Greninja is not nearly as popular as Lugia. And he sold for $551.51. That was 19 bids, so that's probably a pretty legit sale. That's kind of funny how that worked out. I'm certain they probably did it intentionally. Some people like to have fun on eBay. So yeah, breakpoint cards are definitely going up in value. I think I paid like $4 for my Greninjas. I don't know if they were exactly PSA 10s, but they got to be at least 9s. And so, $4 for the Greninja, $10, $15 to get graded, if you include shipping, insurance, and stuff. And it's probably going to be worth PSA 9. Probably we can see it being worth $200. So it's a pretty good payout. Some of you are probably skeptical, like, why am I presenting this information? I'm not going to be in this market forever. It's very unlikely I'll be in this market forever. I like to get old stuff for sure. PSA it. Eventually it gets to me. We'll see. I am excited. I posted a previous video about the PSA through dates. So hopefully we do get our original 15 cards soon that they've had for nearly a year. But here's another thing too. You can see that this. Well, let's see. It looks like it's just shadow with the person. It looks like the card is super bent. Let me see if I can get it to pull up. I know the bidding has ended on the item. I want to see original listing. It's not pulling up. There we go. Is that the shadow? So I think it's just their shadow. It looks like it was bent at the corner. But this is an ungraded one. Granted, this one does look like it's in really good condition. They do say that it's in pretty good condition. And a little bit of whiting on that corner. Yeah, this looks like a pretty good condition card. A little bit of whiting on that. I could see this getting at 8 to 9. Definitely, I don't agree when people do this. 9 to 10. This is definitely an 8 to 9 card. If this was a 10 card, then that really blows away my expectations of what to expect for a 10 to be. And this was the English one for 305. So that was a pretty good deal for whoever got that. And my point being, if you don't know, the Japanese ones tend to be worth less than the English cards. There's very few rare cases to where it's the opposite. But for example, here's a Japanese one, BGS 9, and it went for $510. So that one Lugia English card, if it's a PSA 8, it'll probably be worth $510. So someone made a quick $200 profit. If they do happen to get lucky and they get a PSA 10 and it's English, they're probably looking at $2,000, maybe more. So they're looking at some quick profit on that. So, I mean, my suggestion, if you have the money, if you want a low-end entry, get the breakpoint cards from people ungraded. You can still get them for like $5 a piece in really good condition, probably even less than $5 a piece. And then if you're looking to make some bigger money but you have to wait, go for some higher end cards, raw. Know what you're looking at, know what you're looking for, and then just get them graded. This one, in my opinion, raw, and generally I've seen it non-first edition, but I'm certain the raw first edition doesn't go for that much either. So this is some quick money. This was probably a $500 profit. The person probably paid $50 for that first edition card. Sure, account for grading fees, probably paid $10-20 for grading. So they basically made like $480 off this card. So that's just my suggestion. But really, if you want low entry point with a higher payoff, because this is going to really blow up over time, just so that's how Pokemon prices work, especially when we start to control the market of how many of these are. So some things to look out for, guys, because as I said, I'm a pretty good market analysis, and I've really just kind of started, but I've always kind of paid attention to the market, not just for Pokemon, but literally the world economy. And from what I can see, we're about to see a gigantic recession in the American economy, which really will actually affect the world economy. But there is a giant recession coming probably in the next 2 to 3 months from today. So be aware of that in terms of how you spend your money and what to expect. I don't know how long that will take to flush out. Usually a recession can take a year to 2 years to get out, but this one looks like a really bad one. We may be looking at 5 years to break out of it. So you can see the price of Pokemon cards actually probably dropping really heavily because they're a collectible and not a necessity. So they're just going to fall in value. One of the other reasons why you can kind of sort of follow what I'm saying in terms of value of cards, or I mean, one of the things I don't like is when bigger YouTubers put the value on a card that's coming out, is because of just their name and them being institutionalized. When they say a card could be worth tons of money, then everyone buys into it and it automatically makes the price super high. And the card could have probably not been worth that much in the first place, but simply because there was a hype to it and everyone bought into it, and the price can the card can maintain its price. Some of them have just definitely initial entry, sellout, buy-in and sellout price. There's a lot of people who do that. There's a lot of money to be made there. Just understand there's a lot of risk involved, and you really need to be willing to pay for those express PSA services because you have to beat the hype. Like, it's pretty crazy. I'll see some set. You'll see a set come out. Like, let's take Vivid Voltage for example, and that Rainbow Pikachu comes out, and you'll see someone pulls it. Someone buys it from them raw for like $50 to $100. They send it in with the fastest PSA service. They pay that high premium. Like, they probably do Super Express, pay the $200 to have it Super Expressed. It gets back to them in like 4 to 5 days, and then it's already listed on eBay. PSA 10, Vivid Voltage, Rainbow Hyper Rare Pikachu, and it's listed for $750 to $1,500. And someone else has to be the first person to have that PSA 10, so they buy it from them. So be aware that there is a way to make money with that. People do it, but really, again, if you're looking for that low-level entry price point still, that is probably going to blow up. Granted, we're going to have a recession, and it's probably going to be a couple of years till you can really sell these cards for a hefty profit due to that recession coming up. I really suggest getting the XY Steam Siege break cards, not the normal XY Steam Siege, but specifically the horizontal break cards. We'll definitely see their price dramatically increase. Probably not to the same extremism as vintage Pokemon cards, but you will see a gigantic price increase, as we already have. Granted, it is just a speculative price because we don't know the actual amount it's sold for, but since we did see a confirmed Greninja sell for $551, we can probably presume this definitely sold for probably the $1,000+ mark. I wouldn't doubt it, which is crazy because PSA 10 graded Lugias just 2 months ago were $100 or less. I'm definitely kicking myself for not buying like 2 to 3 of those. But I did not expect them to blow up that quick. I was still expecting this to be like a year thing to 2 year thing. But they have already started to skyrocket at 10 times their value, maybe even 20 times their value. Who knows how it will go? Granted, as I said, there's a lot of people watching that one. If I had to guess, they're watching it so that way they can figure out the price market. I do that a lot. I'll see a card that seems to be priced way too high. I'll be one of the people who says, watch this card. I'll see it sells, and then I'll be, okay, I need to start finding this card raw while the price is still low, and then we can expect somewhat of this as a return. Because this one's listed for $2,000, and this is, $500 off is pretty significant. That's nearly like it's a fifth of the difference of this one. It's a quarter of the difference of this one in price. I do think this is funny how the BGS 9.5 is 500, but as I said, that's just the accuracy of a 9.5 to a 10. It's really not that far off. Granted, I do think a more accurate price for this right now is probably $1,000. I think these people just know that there's not a lot going on with these right now, and they just want to, start to build up that price. That's kind of how it works too. A few confirmed sales, a few already entered high-end asking prices, and it kind of brings up that value. I'm so upset with myself that I did not score this one here. I tried. I should have just bought it. It was like $23 raw at that card store. I doubt they still have it. I'll definitely have to go back and try and pick it up. This is pretty cool. This one is a PSA 9. Right now, it has no bids on it. It's $53. I'm going to bid on it. As you're seeing this video, this bid will have been complete. Hopefully, I win it. I think a PSA 9, I think whether or not these pop off soon, they're going to pop off, and the more they pop off, the more the price will increase, the more the demand for this specific card will increase, and then we'll see a PSA 9 Lugia break probably be worth $500. So yeah, if I get this for below $100, I think it's a good win. I definitely wish I would have bought some PSA 10 break Lugias 2 to 3 months ago. Like, this is nuts. This is still the rarity symbol, and they're asking $4,100 for it for a Japanese PSA 10, which is like 4 times the price. I'm surprised PWCC even allowed them to do that. They want to make money. Granted, they make money based on the sale price, but they probably should have, they probably told that dude, whoever did this, like, hey, yeah, it's probably not going to sell for that price. And they're like, go ahead and list it. So I think that's funny. This isn't too bad. It's a little bit higher than normal, but I'm certain it's got a best offer, so I'm certain you can do an offer on it. And it's already graded, so that makes things pretty easy. So it could just be a small sit and hold. This probably is a little high for this one. It's another PSA 10. It's a break card. It's a Zoroark. This isn't too out of character for me. It's a PSA 10 Raichu break. My original video said, shoot for those original Pokemon. So Raichu, Machamp, Ninetales, Starmie, Golduck, Lugia. Shoot for those, and this is the value you can expect. This isn't that bad. I'll go ahead and watch it for now. Oh, I have to log in, so I'll do that later. It's not a best offer mark. There's 19 watchers. Again, they're probably speculating and waiting to see if this sells for this much. It's kind of surprising me actually that it's not a higher price, because Raichu, with it being in that vintage Pokemon, style and types of Pokemon, I'm really surprised this isn't closer to like $400, $500, especially since Greninja was $551 confirmed sale PSA 10. Granted, Greninja was in the live action movie, if you want to call it that, and he's been Ash's Pokemon. Raichu hasn't, but Raichu is a staple in Pokemon in my opinion. I might change to just searching for PSA 10 break cards and see what comes up. This isn't too far off. Hydreigon break PSA 10, $200, really not that far off. Again, just 2 to 3 months ago, he was about $40 to $60 PSA 10. And I know these aren't confirmed sales, but of course, as asking prices increase, that really means cards themselves in that range are increasing. So let's do Ninetales. That's a big one. Of course, we're going to get some of the vintage. Wow, I'm really surprised. I don't think these aren't the error cards. These are just they're not even shadowless. They're just base set unlimited, and their asking price is $700. This one's even more. Doesn't seem too far off to me, in my opinion. Alright, so this is probably a really good buy. This is a Ninetales break. It's not PSA 10. I'm going to do a video actually on sending in cards that aren't PSA 10 to the PSA, and it is $40. That's not too far off. This is going to be one of those feature investments. You still are going to have to get graded by PSA. They have a reholder service, but you can probably do what I'm going to do. I don't want them to have a biased opinion based on what they're reholding. So I'm probably going to, if I, when I get cards like this that are graded by an inferior graded service or inferior to the public, I'll probably cut it open as gently as I can, pull the card out and send it in as a raw card to the PSA and hope for the best. These are some low prices for Aquapolis, in my opinion. It's really surprising. Granted, I don't follow it too much, and the bidding is early, so this will probably go up. Definitely overpriced for that card. Sorry, I'm hoping to find... I'm really surprised that there is not more Ninetales breaks. This one is a PSA 8, $5.50, free shipping. That's pretty good. That will still be up for bid by the time this video is posted. So I would suggest hunting this one down. Hopefully the price doesn't shoot up too much. I may actually bid on that myself. That does seem pretty solid to me. The price is definitely going to go up. It's just one of those cards that will follow. So like see here, we have $200 for PSA 10 Zoroark, and we've got $300. It might be the same lister. Some people will do this to where they'll post one for like a couple more dollars, really $100 more, and hopes to make this seem like a deal. This really isn't a deal, but I would say this is probably a very accurate price. This is more of a futures price, but the way that Lugia was increasing, you could see this be an accurate price probably in like 60 days. So it's really not terrible. And I'm getting a lot of normal Ninetales. Granted, that makes sense because that original vintage Ninetales is just really sought out after. Let's try, I'm going to try one more. Sorry to make this video so long. I really didn't mean to. Just get into it. Let's see if we can find Breakpoint Machamp. I just have a feeling. Okay, so this really didn't change. This was kind of the asking price about 2 or 3 months ago. $120. This is funny to me. This card got a CGC 9, and they're putting BSA BGS 10 question mark, which I get it. Like, it's a bias rating thing. Like, these companies could accidentally give it a 10. But just in my opinion, I don't have any CGC cards. I think I've had some pass through my hands. But in my opinion, at least from what I've read, CGC is very inferior to PSA and BGS. So it's very funny that they would say, oh, maybe it's a 10 for them, these harder grading services. And it's always a possibility, but I'm just going to put a big doubt. I really hate when people do this because it really makes people who don't know better buy in when really just sell it as a CGC Met 9. Stop using this as a reason to possibly increase the price. Relatively, I think it would still, if it got a CGC 9, it'll probably still get a PSA 9. I don't think the services are really that drastic, in my opinion, in difference. I just know the PSA cases tend to be pretty good in terms of keeping the cards still. I know CGC has had issues with that. I know BGS, in my opinion, has really, I think they're going to surpass PSA in terms of value and price. I really like BGS cards more than PSA. I will have to try and get stuff graded through them. Not seeing a whole lot of Breakpoint show up. I've seen it show up more when I do certain searches. Sorry guys, I want to try and get a good solid, okay, that's a raw one. So someone's asking like $15 for raw, and look, they even put rare invest, and that's really not wrong. I don't mind it so much when it's a raw card, but again, like, just put like mint condition, man. Don't put PSA 10 question mark. Like, I get that helps you, but it's really kind of like an awful thing to do. And his pictures really aren't even that great. But yeah, I do like this. This is cool, this little symbol. And this is totally accurate, though, the rare invest part. I want to say it's a rare investment, but I would definitely say it's an opportunity investment. So let us just do PSA 10 Breakpoint Pokemon cards and see if we get a Pokemon Breakpoint PSA 10. Let's see what comes up. Hopefully, apparently not a lot of results. Let's try. We'll just try Steam Siege. Pokemon. I mean, at least we got one of them at the top. That's probably accurate for that one too. Probably right now people are skeptical about it, but I'm certain that will become a norm really quick, that asking price. It's probably a little high. Yen Mega, in my opinion, really isn't hugely sought after. Again, someone using low pop as an excuse. It's only a low pop because a bunch of them haven't been graded yet. A lot of people aren't grading Breakpoint cards, so don't fall for that. That's a really good investment. $1 for that. That seems pretty good to me. So yeah, that's my thing, and I just wanted to point out that, hey, at least I was right on my analysis. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.